Come with me on the adventure of a lifetime. It's perhaps nowhere you've ever been, with bizarre ancient formations at every way you turn, and the chance to make new friends, trying new foods and amazing old ones, long roads of dust behind us. But where is this magical place? It's not the Grand Canyon. It's not the Maldives. It's somewhere you've perhaps never heard of, where wild camels roam and horses majestically canter alongside them. The road is not easy, but it is definitely worth it. This is Mangystau. Wow. We begin our journey in Almaty, leaving for Aktau, Kazakhstan. But of course our plane was delayed, so now I'm sitting here on the ground waiting. It was finally time to board and it was a mad rush. This man found a comfy chair on the back of my seat and Dilara passed out. As we prepared to land in Aktau, I could see the Mangystau desert laid out before me. It looked almost like Mars. Deep craters and big formations. A land that had been shaped by millions of years of weather, of water, of dust. This was a land with history and knowledge, you could say, if this ground could only speak. Once we landed, I saw a bunch of fighter jets. We got a taxi. Now we're gonna get to the hotel. It's about 35 minutes away. July is one of the hottest months in Central Asia. This is the Aston Hotel, $30 per night, and it's brand new. We made it! Aktau! There's been a lot of travel over the last few days, so I'm really excited to be in this lovely hotel. Yes, it's simple, but for $30, I do not think that you can do any better than this. We're about to embark on a journey, and it's going to be kind of a surprise. We hired a company that has a 4x4 because we want to go to the Mangystau region of Kazakhstan. I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be an adventure, so let's go. Let's go. The Aston Hotel also has food, so we got a coconut milk latte. I got some crepes. Dilara got shakshuka, and I also got a salad. Funny thing is, our breakfast cost almost the same as the room, $19. We're loaded up in the car, and we've officially met with our team. This is Erzan.
Hello, people from Kazakhstan, Mangystau region.
We will be in this Jeep together for the next 3 days. As we're passing by, I was wondering what these houses are. It turns out that they are mausoleums. They're absolutely gorgeous, and some of them are about 100 years old. Now, the road is long, and we'll be in the car for many hours. But we have a great Jeep. It's 4x4, hardcore, and able to get us from point A to point B. But first stop before anything else, let's go to the bathroom. Now, I think I have a pretty high tolerance for bathrooms, and this one really should not have been as horrific as an experience as it was. But I'm just going to show you, and I apologize in advance for this. It really reminded me of a barn. It would have been better just to go outside, I think. Let's see if Dilara agrees. How was that?
It was interesting and intense. Never seen anything like that before.
So I guess we have the same opinion. Back into the Jeep we go, and on to our real first stop. Okay, now I'm just repeating what Erjan said, but he said next upcoming is the Little Taliban. I didn't quite understand this. Salim! Salim! Basically, I think it's his fault, but he's gotten these kids used to receiving chocolate as a form of payment to pass. So we had to give them the chocolate bars, and then we got to move on. Again, I fully blame him, because he obviously does this every time. But wow, this road is bumpy. At this point though, it's a good time. We're all just vibing, and then suddenly I started seeing the Valley of the Balls. You're not even gonna believe this when you see it.
This is the Valley of the Balls.
Also known as Torysh. There's a local legend that says all of the enemies that were invading at one point were turned into stone. However, there's a scientific backup as well. For millions of years, the round-shaped minerals formed around minerals, shells, teeth, or bones. These could have been of fish, plant residue, or even dinosaurs. Okay, now let's explore. They gave me this really cute hat to wear while we're in Valley of the Balls because it's really hot out here. Let's go find some more balls, though. I think there's some better balls over there. I mean, the sun is scorching down on us, but there are some really cool, perfectly spherical balls, so we definitely need to go check them out.
hot.
My phone literally won't work because it is so hot out here. It's pretty crazy to see these balls and how they have formed, because if you look at them, it really looks like somebody has carved them, and they are 100 million years old. There's just layers and layers of sedimentary rock around them. We took some pictures out here, and this was definitely a struggle. Definitely don't come here in July if you can't handle the heat, but Valley of the Balls should be on every single itinerary because it is super, super cool. And you know what time it is. Time to get back in the Jeep and back on the road. Now, as a non-meat eater, this makes me a little bit sad, but every single animal that is out here, whether you are in middle of nowhere, whether it's running across the road, whether it's a horse, whether it's a camel, a sheep, or a goat, they are all for meat consumption. All of these animals belong to someone, even if they seem wild. I did not have hiking in 90-degree weather on my bingo card for this trip, and yet here I am. This is Kokala, also known as Canyon of Colors, where every layer is a layer of history, a story, a tale that we will never know. And apparently I'm hiking up all of these layers of history right now. So let's do it. This gorge is also known as the Kokala Tract. It's filled with bright colors and beautiful rocks made of limestone, clay, and ancient sediments. Scientists have actually been able to trace the origin of these rocks to the Jurassic period. That means they are millions of years old. Kokala actually translates to Blue Fortress or Blue Mountain. I don't see any blue, but okay. The Jurassic period was between 170 to 200 million years ago. So that means that right now I am literally stepping on what is potentially 200 million years old. Obviously, water and wind and other natural ailments have kind of affected the way that these look now, but I would say that that is pretty cool.
Got the hat on again.
Now, this actually might seem crazy, but I had to take off the hat because I can't see very well with the hat on. And there's really no pathway here because not too many people actually come up here. So we're just kind of trying to find our way and also not fall with the big camera in my hand. Finally, we made it to the top, and what a beautiful view. But again, it is extremely hot, so we're only up here for a few minutes and it's time to head back down. But look at all those gorgeous colors. Not sure if I've mentioned this before, but Dilara is actually scared of heights, so it took us a few extra minutes there. And the ground was super hot. I really have to hand it to Erjan. They are such a good team. They are completely on their game, already setting up lunch for us once we're getting down. This very cute little setup. Now Erjan is preparing me a bit of food, and all of the food was actually made by Asike, the driver's wife. So we have some barley cakes, we have some salad, we have some tea, rice, cabbage, vegetables. Everything is super healthy and really yummy too. And once again, it's time to load up the Jeep and we need to hit the road because we have a lot more to see. But you're going to notice that there is a reoccurring theme that it is extremely hot. So I'm just trying to sit back and relax and bask in the heat, but also take in all of these absolutely beautiful views around me. It's so hard to decide even where to look because everywhere is always so gorgeous. And now we are approaching Mount Shirkala. At 308 meters, it arose during the formation of the mountain valleys of the Pre-Karato as a result of the rise of land from the depths of the sea. The northern part of the mountain formed due to continuous winds. The southern and eastern parts are well-known rocks. For many years, nomads actually passed over the top of it because it's extremely flat. Then at the very foot of the mountain, there is actually a cave that leads to the top. People believe that there is a special energy here, and actually particularly Hindu people like to come here and do yoga and pray. As we kept driving on, there are just more incredible mountains. I mean, just look at that. It looks like an asparagus. A white asparagus, of course. But the views are so beautiful and it is just so majestic. Although we did not stay here in a yurt, it is possible for anyone to stay here in a yurt, as the nomadic people have always stayed in yurts. They now open this up to visitors to stay with them. Every part of this yurt is constructed traditionally. So these are made from local items, from wood, from pelts of animals. This red piece right here is called wok. Then this other part here is called kirige. And then everything else is made from camel wool, which keeps it warm in the winter and then actually cool in the summer, which is very surprising. This is another one that you can stay in. It looks pretty much exactly the same. Super cute, and I definitely would have stayed in here if I would have known. But like I said, we're camping, and everything in our whole lives right now is in this 4x4. It's just us, the mountains, and our 4x4.
It's hot.
Is literally passing out because it is so hot, but unfortunately that means that she's missing out on some of the amazing views around us. Here's a little preview of just some of these really cool mountains. That one looks like a foot, and this one kind of looks like the Sphinx of Egypt, or maybe a man sitting. I don't know, what do you think? Stopping and driving and stopping and driving, and I know this maybe isn't the most interesting, but it is definitely really cool to be here when you're in the moment. Also, I do not want to hear anything about my neck pillow. It is amazing. Okay, but I'm gonna pass out, so enjoy these videos of the road and let's get to where we're camping tonight. Welcome to Ayrakty Shobale. Now we are supposed to be hiking up here, but because it is getting a little bit late and I am absolutely exhausted, let's just walk through. We were hoping to actually camp inside of the canyon, but fortunately it's not allowed, but that's okay. But it feels so cold inside here, it's crazy. I feel like traveling in other parts of Kazakhstan right now would actually be a really good time. But right now in Mangystau, it is super freaking hot. But in this cave, it is probably 15 degrees cooler and it feels so good. Nature is truly, truly amazing. I mean, look at this. This was apparently carved out by water 100 million years ago. Think of how much water had to rush through this over and over and over again for it to look like this. Okay, let's explore a little bit. Okay, wait, do you hear this or is it just me? I am almost 100% sure that that is a bird, but you can never be too sure, so let's get out of here. I think it is safe to say that it's time for dinner and we can come back and explore this area a little bit tomorrow. But this is our campsite. We even have a toilet. Wow, look at that. The sun is setting and I am just ready to relax and enjoy a little bit of cool weather. For dinner, we have herbs, some bread, some rice, and vegetables, the same ones that we had for lunch. But overall, the food has been really great, and both Asike and Erzan have been amazing. Now this is what they're eating, this meat. Now we're just basically in our tent, and we're doing our facial routine. It's so important to me, because I try to keep my skin looking good, even though my skin is looking pretty bad right now. Kiehl's toner. It feels Paula's Choice exfoliant. And retinol will be tomorrow. I do skin cycling, so I do retinol one day and then I do BHA the next day. Since we did pay this company to take us out here, they gave us a blow-up mattress, a tent, and some sheets. So now I'm just gonna make my bed really quick. The sheets feel super new, and in general, I have really appreciated everything that they've done for us. They have done a great job. They are really thinking of everything. So this is our little tent. We were offered either a one-person tent or a two-person tent, but it is really not fun to camp alone, so why would we pick a one-person tent? Okay, well, it is time to go to bed. I think it was a successful night one.